I'm gonna get right on into the video, right where we left off at part 9.
If that's not what you said, don't worry about what I said. I thought that's what you said.
Yeah.
Okay.
You asked me about the date.
Approximately. If for a year, a year or something like that. If you know, and if you don't know, Mr. Stevens, just say it,
Yeah, I know. I'm telling you, I remember either me and my attorney talking about the date that was Pops had.
Okay. All right, let me ask you a different question. Do you remember a gentleman named Javaris Crittenton?
Yes.
You know who that is?
Yeah.
Tell the ladies and gentlemen jury who Javaris Crittenton is.
Who he is to me? Or
One more time.
who he is to me?
If you know, what did he do for a living? How about that? Well, what was he known for? Did he excel at something?
Yeah, I'm going to object foundation.
I have him on cross first of all.
Well, still, I sustain it. You can rephrase it.
Do you know whether he excelled at an sport?
Yes.
What sport?
Basketball.
Okay. And was there ever a time that you found out, whether it's true or not, I don't know, whether you believe that Quentin Porter or Boo, or Big Boo, told Javaris Crittenton that you armed robbed him? Did you ever hear that?
Yeah, I heard that.
Okay. And is that the reason, tell the jury, that you wanted to separate from Rock Crew because you wanted to show that you were not happy with Mr. Porter?
Yeah, I object as to ask and answer.
I'm all over the objection. I can answer it. Sir, you can answer the question.
Yeah.
Now, at the time that YSL was the label, the letters, whatever, the term that was chosen, my understanding that you were in a room.
Your Honor, objection is to Mr. Steele's understanding and testifying.
I sustain the objection.
I go on cross-examination.
So what? You still can't testify, Mr. Steele.
You were in a room, is that fair to say? It was outside. Was it outside or inside?
What's the start of the question?
When you feel like and you remember that you were going to call yourself YSL, were you inside a building, a room? Were you outside at a park? Do you remember?
No, I don't remember that.
I couldn't hear you.
No, I don't remember.
Okay. Do you remember Jeffery being there?
No, I don't remember.
Do you remember Walter Murphy being there?
I already said I don't remember like the time or none of that. The time, no, I don't remember.
And I'm not asking you about the time, but do you recall wearing a belt buckle with YSL on it? You ever wear a belt buckle like that?
Yeah.
Do you recall conversations saying you didn't want to call yourself Rock Crew anymore, and people saying, we're going to say YSL? You remember that on your belt buckle?
Yeah.
And with those people who were there, Jeffery,
Question.
is that true? And if you don't remember, just say I don't remember.
But you said a room though. I don't remember like the exact place it was happening.
Don't worry about where it was. wherever it was.
Yeah.
Jeffrey was there, Walter Murphy was there.
Yeah.
Was Mr. Crenshaw there?
Crenshaw?
Mondo?
Nah.
Mondo. That's fine. All right. Now, Jeffrey, or you, knew that Lil Wayne, he would sing about like a record label. Do you know that? Cash Money, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Okay. And during that conversation, was Jeffrey, tell the jury, was Jeffrey looking for a logo, a record label to sing about, even though he didn't have one?
Yeah.
And it was decided YSL, and you had decided I'm not rock crew anymore, right?
Right.
Now, I want to talk with you about your incarcerations since you've known Jeffrey, okay? Since you've known Jeffrey, you were charged with crimes in 2014, is that true?
Yeah.
2015, is that true?
Yeah.
And then this indictment, 2022, does that sound right?
Right.
If I left anything out, correct me. And there may be a couple of different crimes in those years, but those are basically the years. Is that true?
Right.
Tell the ladies and gentlemen, jury, since you knew Jeffrey Williams and since he was popular and had money, you know he has money, right?
Yeah.
Tell ladies and gentlemen, jury, in 2014, how much money he gave towards your attorney fees.
No.
2015, tell the ladies and gentlemen, jury, how much money Jeffrey Williams paid towards your attorney fees.
No.
When you got arrested on this case, charging you as a co-indictee, that's a bad word. That's a bad word. Forget that. Charging you, give me 1 second, okay? Your Honor, may I approach?
You may, sir.
Your Honor, may I approach?
Yes, you may, sir.
May I approach you, sir? I'm showing you what's already been marked and entered. It says State's Exhibit 23UU. I'm just moving the first page. You can look at the first page. And then the second page, you can look at the second page. So the sixth page I'm showing you of that document. You can look at the whole thing, but are you familiar with the indictment in this case that you pled guilty to in count 1?
Yes.
Okay. And Jeffrey's also named in that same indictment, fair to say?
Yes.
When you voluntarily turned yourself into custody, right? No one, am I right?
Yes.
Voluntarily turn yourself in, just explain that to the jury. Tell them what that means.
I got some phone calls from like family members saying that my name was on the news for an indictment, and my grandma helped me get a lawyer, and I turned myself in.
Okay. You came to the court, the jail, somewhere,
Yeah.
and you said, I understand there's a warrant. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, to jail.
And you came with a lawyer.
Yes.
You just said your grandmother paid.
Yeah.
Did Jeffrey Williams, so ladies and gentlemen, jury, in any way assist you in any way with any finances?
No.
When you said that you're a founder, when it's been testified to, of YSL, how much money have you ever made from Jeffrey Williams?
No.
Now, when you were arrested, when you turned yourself in and you had a lawyer, tell the ladies and gentlemen, the jury, who that lawyer was, who your original choice of lawyer was.
Thomas Flugan.
And how much money did your grandmother pay to Thomas Flugan to represent you on this case?
$50,000.
Was that a large sum to your grandmother?
Yes.
And Thomas Flugan is not the young lady who handed you the jacket, right?
Right.
Tell ladies and gentlemen, jury, what happened to your representation with Mr. Flugan.
Mr. Flugan told me that he had to withdraw because his wife caught cancer and he was gonna have to be with her at the beginning of this trial.
What happened? How did you get the Honorable Miss Christy Gladden to represent you? Can you tell ladies and gentlemen, jury, how that happened?
Thomas gave us half the money back. We paid him. And Miss Gladden was my attorney for when I went to prison. So I reached out to her because I knew she knew me.
Now, when you were, after you turned yourself in with your lawyer, were you able to secure a bond? You know what I mean by bond?
Yeah.
Tell the ladies and gentlemen, jury, what bond is.
When you've been charged with something and you get a bond, bail.
Okay. So, do you remember the date or approximate date you turned yourself into custody on this case?
Think it like it was May. I don't remember the exact date.
Okay. May 2022?
Yeah.
And then in front of you, you were released after you took a plea agreement, right? You were released, you went home, right?
Yes.
And that was approximately December 29th, 2022?
I remember it being December.
You could look at the second page of the document that's in front of you. I think the other way, so yes. Should have a date on it, it should be, and look at it, make sure you know.
Yeah. I don't see it.
May I approach you on?
You may, sir.
Thank you. May I approach you, sir?
I see my birthday. I don't see it.
It's okay. May I come up closer?
Yeah. Yeah.
December 29, 2022.
Yeah.
So I want to talk with you. You spoke a lot with the district attorney about your guilty plea being freely and voluntarily. Remember all those questions?
Yeah.
And you remember that nobody coerced you. Do you know what coerced means, sir?
I mean, I know what direction.
Nobody had like a gun to your face to make
Yeah.
you. Is that true? No one forced you, right?
Right.
Okay. But I want to discuss with you what was going on around December 29, 2022 when you entered that guilty plea, okay? Is that okay?
Yeah.
All right. You had been in custody, that means without a bond, for approximately 7 months. Does that sound right? Let's do it differently. May, you turn yourself in, right?
Mm-hmm.
In June, you're in jail?
Mm-hmm.
July, you're in the Fulton County Jail, correct? True?
Mm-hmm.
Yes?
Yeah.
August? September 2022?
Mm-hmm.
October 2022? True?
Mm-hmm.
November 2022? And most of December 2022. So approximately 8 months. Does that sound right?
Yeah.
Okay. And tell the ladies and gentlemen of the jury how many children you have.
I got 3 boys.
And can you give your ages? Their ages.
2 8-year-olds and a 12-year-old.
And during the time that you're in jail, who are they staying with?
Their mother.
And how many mothers do the 3 children have?
I mean, mothers.
Yeah.
Oh, they each have their own mother.
Okay. And who was helping out? Well, you were in jail for approximately 7 or 8 months. Were you able to help out financially or emotionally any of your children?
No.
When you were in jail for approximately 7, 8 months, were you able to help out emotionally or monetarily any of your children's mothers?
No.
And your lawyer, the Honorable Ms. Gladden, do you remember when you hired her to be your lawyer?
Not the exact date.
Let me show you what I'll mark as Mr. Williams' number 16, and I'll fill in the others.
Squad, we gonna pause it right here and pick up at part 11. Because like I said, I don't want these videos to be too long. Fly High Productions with Mr. Follow Up. Salute.